£3 million, but that's a small price to pay if it makes the nation healthier. Lara Rostron, BBC Look North, Gateshead.
New technology able to tell us the exact level of traffic fumes we're breathing in is being trialled in Gateshead by Newcastle University. The project means that drivers, cyclists, pedestrians and any other road users can potentially track the exact levels of pollution they're being exposed to.
The information's displayed on a website in real time, and then we keep the database so we can do analysis and research on that. But you can also display it on mobile phones, PDAs and other devices. We're also looking at building mobile versions of these. We've built versions you can put on cars to measure pollution as cars drive around. And we're also building a version which we're integrating into jewellery so people can wear them and have their own environmental sensors to find out where they've been exposed to pollution.
On to football and Sunderland's interest in this season's...
It's just before 6 o'clock.
Good evening, this is North East Tonight.
Our top story this evening, a mother whose son was killed by a drink driver backs a campaign to stop more deaths on our roads.
Inside, there's a big part of you missing, and nothing or nobody in that world can bring that back.
Also tonight, BT, one of the region's biggest employers, announces plans to shed thousands of jobs.
The scientists developing new technology to keep an eye on the air that we breathe.
And we travel back in time to the club, which was the inspiration for the North.
Contract and agency staff in the North East either. The fear this morning then was that we were beginning to see the worst of the recession start to bite, but that doesn't seem to be happening with this one at least.
Researchers at the University of Newcastle have invented a new way to measure traffic and pollution. It's the first time the technology has been used anywhere in the world.
And already officials in New York and even New Delhi in India are interested in buying it to deal with congestion in their parts of the world. Leisha Hayes has spent the day with scientists in Gateshead and has this report.
Small unmarked metal boxes have suddenly appeared without warning. But what are they? CCTV? Or are they speed cameras? And more importantly, are they watching you? Well, actually, they're not watching you, but they are watching the air you breathe.
This is one of 40 monitors on railings and lampposts around Gateshead. Minute by minute, it's collecting information on noise, pollution, traffic and weather. The information is then sent by wireless technology to a central server, and researchers say that very soon we'll all have access to it on our mobiles.
And this is the old-fashioned way, a roadside hut containing a small laboratory that collected the data through a vent. You wouldn't think it, but they cost £100,000. The cost is an issue, and Gateshead only have two. The new technology is more accurate and far cheaper.
It is not historic, it is dynamic, refreshed every minute, and it is fed, the data that is collected is fed to various uses for traffic models, which can be used for the prediction of traffic growth and its environment impacts.
This part of Gateshead leading towards the Tyne Bridge is a very congested area at times of day, so we'd like to understand how emissions disperse around here and if there's anything we can do to actually solve that particular problem.
The Department of Transport has ploughed £1.6 million into the overall project, and there are now plans to bring the Gateshead model to Newcastle and York. Leisha Hayes, ITV Tyne Tees, Gateshead.
Well, with us now is our resident GP, Aji Bedi. Good to see you again this evening, Aji. Clearly, pollution must have an effect on our health.
Definitely, yeah, definitely, Jonathan. A significant effect, in fact. And there's probably, you could divide it up into two different ways. There's the kind of direct irritation on the body that the pollution itself has. And then, in many ways, often the more dangerous thing is the indirect effect. So the worsening of asthma, the worsening of bronchitis, even heart problems. And there's no doubt at all that it's thought to be linked to increased mortality.
Are we better off, though, here in the North East, say, than urban areas like Birmingham and London?
That's a good point, Philip, but we probably are. Really, the pollutants in the air cause problems in your health because of the reaction between sunlight and some of the gases and chemicals that are produced out of vehicles and industrial emissions. And the light actually breaks that down into what are called particulate matter and also ozone, which we sort of know protects us, if you like, up there from the sun, but down on the ground it's not a good thing. So if you've got somewhere where there's a concentration of traffic and vehicles, and also if it's sunnier and warmer and brighter, yeah, that tends to be a lot worse.
Now, if you do suffer from asthma, is there any evidence that actually by living near a road or indeed moving away from a busy road could improve or help your condition?
Undoubtedly so. I mean, I think there's plenty of evidence to show that pollution causes a direct effect on the airways, makes them narrower, and that worsens asthma, more frequent infections as well in asthma sufferers. So obviously if you're moving away from that, then you're likely to be moving to cleaner air, less at risk, yeah.
So how can we protect ourselves? Because it's not realistic, is it, to walk around with a mask on our face?
Yeah, that's really tricky. I mean, you know, if you're down in London, I mean, maybe, you know, if you're on your bike every day, you see these guys and ladies with masks on, that's fine. I mean, I understand there are some machines that can sort of take unfiltered air if you're in a risky area. But probably, you know, people would say it's actually the sort of general things that we can do by driving the car less often and less fast.
Actually, some good advice. Good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you guys too. Cheers.
Well, a new campaign has been launched to help get people to eat more.
Very colourful. Now, later in the programme, bearing all. On the eve of our big Children in Need event at Sunderland Aquatic Centre, find out who'll be at Pudsy's pool party. Drivers, cyclists and pedestrians could soon be able to monitor the exact levels of pollution they're being exposed to on our roads. New technology able to tell us more about the traffic fumes we're breathing in is being trialled by scientists at Newcastle University. Paul Mooney's been finding out more.
The pollution from the stop-start traffic in our city centres affects us all. But this new technology allows the scientists to tell us exactly how that pollution varies at different times of the day. And all that information comes from these.
These devices are very cheap, about £200 each, very small, can be fitted to every lamppost, and this is giving urban authorities the first chance ever to measure the build-up of traffic emissions and their dispersion and understand how traffic contributes to pollution.
The system deployed here in Gateshead has been developed right here in the north, and now councils throughout the country are queuing up to install it in their towns and cities.
Newcastle University are a world leader in intelligent transport systems and using new technology to solve transport problems. We hope to really help the North East deliver innovative transport solutions of the future.
But what are intelligent traffic systems? Well, an example might be altered phasing of traffic lights at busy junctions to reduce rush hour build-up. This in turn would mean faster, easier journeys for road users, as well as a reduced health risk for all of us. Paul Mooney, BBC Look North, Gateshead.
Now, it's described as a ticking health time bomb, and the government says it's